Good evening, everyone. It is now my pleasure to introduce two teachers in the class of 2023. But first, for those who are unfamiliar with the program, each year the Institute facilitators select two teachers to give remarks at the closing dinner to represent the class of 2023. We charge these teachers with preparing remarks that encapsulate their experience over the course of the last 3 weeks, the knowledge gained, the lessons learned, and the friendships made. Tonight, we will be hearing from Stephan, Herman, and Nicole Reaves-Marshina, and the first up is Stephan, Herman. Stephan currently serves as a 5th grade teacher at Wilbur Watts Intermediate School in Burlington City. Prior to his current role, he worked at Young Life. It's a Christian ministry that reaches out to middle school, high school, and college students in all 50 states and in more than 100 countries around the world. Although now back in the classroom, he continues to volunteer with the organization while also coaching basketball at Burlington City High School and facilitating various school programs centered around hands-on experiential learning that incorporates 21st century skills. Stephan graduated from Pearland University with a degree in elementary education. So with that, please join me in welcoming Stephan Herman.
Thank you very much. This tonight is awesome, so thank you very much, and I appreciate the honor. But I just wanted to welcome everybody and say thank you again on behalf of all my colleagues, the whole class of 2023, to all the leaders, educators, sponsors, our Chamber of Commerce, each one of our facilitators, Hillary, Keisha, Christina, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. As introduced, my name is Stephan Herman, and I'm a very proud elementary school teacher in Burlington City, New Jersey, at Wilbur Watts Intermediate School. Mrs. Knight is here with me, and so on behalf of both of us, I'm just proud to represent Burlington City. Unlike most of you, I'm not from New Jersey, although right now I kind of wish I was, because there's so many people and I love it here. So I haven't lived here long, but I'm putting down the roots. I love living here. The Summer Institute opened my eyes to a world that existed now in my own backyard. I was invited to take a closer look and meet many incredible leaders, servant leaders that helped to shape our communities. Joe Devine, thank you so much for painting a picture of servant leadership for us. Leaders told us stories of the past, our history, and their own personal journeys. They gave an account for the challenges and innovations of the present and dreamed with us about our future here in our backyard. I will do my best to give words to all that I experienced and learned, including the vast industries represented in our communities, our desire and need to build and shape future leaders, what makes this program unlike any other in the entire world, and I'll conclude with a short story. I was in disbelief as we were led behind the scenes of companies and experienced industries firsthand for the very first time. From the archives in the basement of Campbell's to the actual site of PSE&G's nuclear power plant. Hard hats at Orbia, driving excavators at Local 825, clearances and high security at Lockheed Martin and Paulsboro Refinery. The ever glamorous Raziris to rooftop patios and beer on tap at Five Below's. Wow. If you haven't already, just look at the remarkable businesses that hosted us during our program. It's incredible. I was unaware of the vast opportunities that exist here in South Jersey. I learned so much every day, walking throughout businesses that were truly one of a kind. The innovation and strategic problem solving was evident in each and every industry and company. I can tell you without a doubt, the one thing that made this experience second to none, worth every penny, well, your penny, so thank you. But before I share this one thing, I want to expand upon a few of my takeaways. The very first day, Dr. David Keeler, an absolutely brilliant man, shared 14 characteristics needed to be successful in today's workplace. These attributes were echoed by each and every one of you. Solution-oriented problem solvers, team players, resilient and self-motivated learners, and the list goes on. Our work in education is to create lifelong learners and servant leaders here in South Jersey and across the globe. We discussed in depth how to incorporate these skills and characteristics in our students, discussing curriculum and routines in our classrooms, specifically highlighting that these skills are the true tools needed to succeed. Each of our leaders and hosts echoed the same truths about the keys to success. But I promise to share with you the one thing that I believe is truly the most invaluable part of this program. It's clearly you. I really mean that. It's every servant leader sitting in this room. It's everyone that we met with every single day. You embody these qualities and invest in the people around you. Without one presentation or corporate pillar, we knew right away what shapes our communities and our businesses. It's our leaders who are learning and our leaders who are loving the people around them. Your mission is very clear. So I played Little League growing up, and it was my entire world. And I'd go to watch the varsity team whenever I could. And one day, I noticed that they all had writing in the brim of their cap. And it turns out that these were quotes to keep them focused on their true mission. Now, I didn't know any quotes, but I knew where I could find one, so I went home and Googled a quote from my favorite baseball player, Jackie Robinson. I picked the very first one that I could find and wrote it on the brim of my cap. And he said this: "A life is not important except in the impact it has on others' lives." And I'm guessing you all found that exact same quote when you played Little League, maybe because your mission is exactly that. And so, regardless, your impact has a ripple effect, and I'm grateful to be riding that wave. You are irreplaceable, truly invaluable. You are the best that South Jersey has to offer. But the crazy thing is you create cultures of leaders that will replace you. Your legacy will continue under the names of those you invested in, the ones that will replace you and carry the torch in our community. On July 19th, 1996, the Olympic torch finished its journey across the world. The torch was passed through the hands of 5,500 community heroes. They were men and women just like you. And after it passed through the United States, it landed in the hands of Muhammad Ali, who lit the Olympic cauldron. It's an incredible visual of the flame being passed down through local communities. I share this story with you because together we'll pass the flame, like my father did in those Olympic Games. And it all happens and starts right here in our own backyard. So may God's kindness bless you as you continue to serve and to lead. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Stephen. That was wonderful. Next up, we are pleased to welcome Nicole Reaves-Marshina. Nicole has been a language arts teacher in Cumberland Regional High School in Cumberland County for 16 years. She also teaches 2 elective courses, African American Literature and Yearbook, along with advising 2 clubs, Breakthrough Gospel Choir and Rare Pearls Girls Club. Along with teaching and raising her family, which includes 8 children and 1 grandchild with 1 on the way, she is active in her church, volunteers at a local family shelter and addiction recovery center, and sings with her faith-based band, River Song. With that, please join me in welcoming Nicole Reaves-Marshina.
So as Stephen said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming and attending to the 2023 South Jersey Summer Institute for Educators. We thank you and we appreciate you. So I'd first like to thank our facilitators, Christina, Hillary, and Keisha. Y'all rock. Thank you for your massive support support and guidance throughout the Summer Institute. Your planning, coordination, and follow-through were top-notch. Because of you, we have been blessed with an opportunity like nothing of its kind to forge lifelong relationships and partnerships with businesses and organizations who have firsthand knowledge and expectations of what our students need upon entering the workforce. I am forever grateful. Always know that, like the song says, you've got a friend in me, you've got a partner in me. Thank you also to my colleague, Grace, thank you for coming out. I look forward to sharing everything I've heard, everything I've learned, we've already talked, and for being able to create some lifelong partnerships and inviting some of these wonderful businesses into our classroom. For those of you who are alumni, whoa, I get it, I get it, I get it. I anticipate partnering with you to pivot in a new direction and support our students in the best way possible. So when Christina first approached me asking if I'd be willing to speak on behalf of our class, I jumped at the opportunity. I'm a language arts teacher, I got this. I know how to write, I know how to speak. But then the reality of the task set in. And I, like many of our students, questioned if I'm ready, capable, and equipped. I began to reflect as Denise Monahan, Executive Vice President of M&T Bank, expressed, reflect on the people, places, and opportunities in your own life, my experiences, my relationships, and my opportunities. I thought about my mom, who taught me to be a chameleon, to adapt to my environment, but never to change who I am, and to hold fast to my faith. I thought about my stepmom, who encouraged me one day saying, it's already in you. Then, I took a moment to reflect on many of the panel discussions, speakers, and their stories, like Jennifer Young, External Affairs Field Director at Verizon, who was inspired by her mom, a former teacher and librarian of 40 years. Jennifer reminded me that young ladies who look like me also need to be inspired to stand up and stand out, and to take opportunities that weren't always offered to women like me. I also considered Chaz McFeeters, Chief Nuclear Officer, who, when asked, is this what you wanted to be when you grow up? He responded, it never occurred to me that I could be. So for our students who struggle with esteem and self-confidence, who never thought they could be anything more than, I stand before you today saying thank you to the members of the Chamber of Commerce for investing in us, for believing for 31 years that you could make a difference. Thank you for opening your doors, sharing your experiences, and providing a behind-the-scenes view of the inner workings of your organizations. Thank you for encouraging us to do it differently, because that difference now lives inside of me. In fact, it lives in all of us. I will be the one to rise to the occasion, to stand beside our students and inspire them to be their best. But as Bill Stoll, Manufacturing Logistics Manager at South Jersey Glass and Door, stated, never let best get in the way of better. Because the reality is, there is no perfect. So instead, I will inspire my students to take chances and make mistakes. I'd like to take the last few moments to share this. While networking with so many influential businesses is beneficial for us as educators, it is crucial for the infrastructure of our communities to thrive, for little girls to know that they really can be anything, just like Barbie. In fact, for all children to develop the skills that they need to earn their worth and certainly earn a family-sustaining salary. The South Jersey Summer Institute for Educators has given us the tools and resources to support our students in accessing job opportunities, career and networking advice, resume writing, and the ever-growing laundry list of soft skills. I can't tell you how many times we've heard that terminology over the course of this program. But your drive to forge your own path like Mannington Mills, to reinvent yourself and do it differently like Five Below, and to remain relevant like Rabbit's Family Markets, all while staying on the cutting edge of technology like Rowan University's Technology Park, representing yourself well on social media platforms, and even going back to the drawing board and rebranding yourselves. Thank you, Ashley Bennett of Bradwell International. It is nothing short of spectacular. Thank you to all the stakeholders, administrators, Commerce members, and of course, course, our personal chauffeur, Miss Joanne, for believing in our ability and professionalism to carry the torch and pass it on to the next generation. I'd like to end with this. Never could I have imagined participating in such an advantageous opportunity to expand my knowledge of the inner workings of the workforce, especially that which is outside of my scope of education. If I could name 2 lessons that I've learned from this opportunity, I would say be open to opportunities all around you and to remain flexible. No one simply hands you an opportunity. Sometimes you just have to take it. And flexibility is what makes the world go round. Matt from the International Union of Operating Engineers, by the way, thank you, Gina, for being here. So he stated, this is a lifestyle of inconvenience. Although he was speaking specifically to his career path, I gleaned this: life itself is not convenient. We cannot plan for all of the ups and downs, but we can be prepared. We must be ready, equipped, and flexible for whatever comes. So to the class of 2023, thank you for the opportunity to work with some of the most educated and compassionate teachers that South Jersey has to offer. Remember, what we learn is not only for us. Share the wealth. So lastly, and in the illustrious words of Whitney Houston, lest I know she didn't write the words, I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Thank you all for playing your part and doing just that. So if I can quickly have the class of 2023 stand up, we are going to give a little gift. I know, totally off. It's just driving me crazy. Come on up here. Hillary, Keisha, and Christina, come on. I know I just messed up the whole program. So we just wanted to give you guys something